Welcome to the Freak Show, fellow freaks.
I'm Matthew Brockmeyer.
And I'm Christa Carmen.
And this is...
Murder Coaster.
Sex, drugs, money, murder. This case has it all, and much more. Mr. Olympia, porn, internet fame, Playboy, OnlyFans, red herrings of all sorts, including stolen laptops, video surveillance, secret text messages, twists, turns. Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you the story of e-girl, Playboy model, OnlyFans performer, and murderer, Courtney Tailor. And this case is still going on. After years of trial delays, a deal has been reached, the details of which will be released on the 10th. So as of this recording, we do not know Courtney's fate. But as you are listening, it should be public.
Let's begin. Prologue. The Miami 911 call. Sunday, April 3rd, 2022 was a dark and cloudy day in Miami, Florida, with rain in the early morning hours, followed by lightning storms in the afternoon. At 4:57 p.m., a call came into the 911 emergency center in Miami, Florida.
Operator Joe, what is the address of your emergency?
No, sit up, sit up. My boyfriend is dying of a stab wound. Baby, I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna die. I can't feel my arms. I'm gonna die.
Listen, ma'am, you need to stop screaming and give me the address.
3131.
I can't feel my arms.
My boyfriend is dying.
Ma'am, please just give me the address.
3131 Northeast 7th Avenue.
3131 Northeast 7th Avenue. Please, dear God, come save my boyfriend.
Is this a house, apartment, or business?
I want them to save you, please. Let them save you.
Please, ma'am. Is this a house, apartment, or a business?
Baby, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
He's stabbed in the shoulder. Please, God, help.
How old is he? Is he awake? Can you hear me, ma'am? Hello? Hello?
And with that, the line went dead.
"3131 Northeast 7th Avenue is a luxurious, high-rise condominium complex called One Paraiso, right on Brisbane Bay."
The caller hadn't left a room number, but neighbors had been calling, reporting fighting and screaming and possible domestic abuse, saying the apartment number the noise was coming from was 2201, and police were dispatched to the scene.
Room 2201 was a $10,000 a month, 3-bedroom penthouse on the 22nd floor that had its own private elevator that opened into the luxurious penthouse itself, with a large balcony that looked out over the bay.
Police entered to find a grisly and chaotic scene. The place was a mess, clothes and food strewn about, There was blood everywhere, 2 little dogs barking crazily, and a hysterical, young, blonde white woman in a black sports top and sweatpants, drenched in blood, weeping hysterically, and a young African-American man in the laundry closet, barely alive, bleeding out from a 3-inch knife wound in his chest, directly above a tattoo that read, Courtney.
The woman's name was Courtney Clenney, who went by the stage name Courtney Tailor, a model, actress, fitness guru, YouTuber, and Instagram e-girl with over 2 million followers, who'd appeared in Playboy magazine and numerous movies and music videos, but was most famous as an OnlyFans model, where she made over $1.5 million a year with her adult content.
Just to reiterate, that's $1.5 million a year just on OnlyFans. That doesn't account for her modeling career, Instagram brand deals, and other various revenue streams.
And bleeding out in the laundry closet was Courtney's boyfriend, Christian Toby Chukwu Obumseli, who went by Toby, a successful media entrepreneur and cryptocurrency trader.
They were both young and extremely attractive, and both controversial figures.
Courtney flaunted her amorous desires and bisexuality online, but stated that she only dated rich black men, which raised a few eyebrows, as she seemed to not only be fetishizing African-American men, but to be extremely classist as well.
And Toby had openly stated he was looking for a white girl on Twitter, stating how they had better breasts, and also proclaimed his disdain for black women, tweeting how they were ignorant and disgraced themselves, which many saw as very demeaning to his own community.
I mean, yeah, we like what we like. That's all good. But it's another thing to be insulting towards certain ethnicities, especially your own, because he was from a large family. He had sisters and aunts and obviously a mother.
Courtney, who was very open about her life on social media, often giving interviews and doing online Q&As, also said that during sex she enjoyed taking the submissive role, but in real life she was the one in charge.
Toby and Courtney were known to have a very tempestuous relationship, and police have been called because of their fights on numerous occasions.
Courtney had been arrested in Las Vegas for throwing a glass at Toby's head after destroying a hotel room. She'd been filmed screaming profanities and slurs and physically attacking him in Colorado. They'd been seen screaming at each other and causing wild scenes in the streets of Miami. She'd lock him out of their penthouse and he'd be forced to sleep in the private elevator room.
It had gotten so bad that the luxury condominium was in the process of evicting them because of all the drama and so many complaints from the neighbors.
An ambulance arrived and paramedics rushed Toby off to the hospital, and Courtney was taken to the police station for an interrogation.
Courtney told police a wild story that appears to have many inconsistencies. According to Courtney, while she was live streaming on Instagram, Toby had gone to Subway to get them some food, and when he returned, she and Toby ended up bickering over him having taken the tracking device off his phone that allowed her to monitor his whereabouts.
The argument escalated, and according to Courtney, Toby pinned her up against the wall, holding her by her throat. Though, to be clear, there is no evidence that Toby had ever been physical with her before.
She claimed she was choking and screaming and she couldn't breathe. And Courtney is 5'8", 116 pounds. Toby is 6 foot tall, 210 pounds. And it should be noted that her neck was never examined for bruises, which would have been substantial if this story is true.
Courtney claims Toby finally dropped her, and she tumbled to the ground, and then ran and grabbed her phone that was charging in the kitchen, and called her mom and put her on speakerphone.
According to phone records, this is at exactly 4:43 p.m., 10 minutes after Christian walked in with Subway.
Her mom starts saying the relationship is too toxic. They shouldn't be together, which apparently really pissed Toby off, as this wasn't the first time she'd put her mom on speakerphone during an argument, something that really irritated him.
Honestly, that would irritate me too. Putting your mom on speakerphone when you get in an argument. Can you imagine?
It's not cool.
Courtney claims that she was in the kitchen talking to her mom, and Toby was near the couch, and she was getting scared because he was grinding his teeth and clenching his mouth so hard, his face in such a grimace, that she couldn't see the whites of his eyes.
So terrified, she grabbed an expensive butcher knife that her mom had given her for Christmas, screaming, "Don't come anywhere near me!"
It's one mean-looking knife, razor sharp with 6-inch serrated blade, one piece of sculpted steel with an oblong textured handle, meant to slice through thick hunks of meat.
She claims she had no intention of using the knife and just wanted to scare him, but it only made him angrier when he saw it. And she says Toby charged at her, and from 10 feet away, she flung the knife at him. A perfect shot, the knife spiraling through the air and slamming into his chest, directly above a tattoo of her name, sinking into the hilt and severing an artery, and that he toppled over by the sofa.
In her own words, quote,
"I didn't stab him. He was about 10 feet away. I threw the knife and he fell down."
She then ran to him, still on the phone with her mom, screaming.
Oh my God! Oh my God, what did I do? What did I do?
She then dragged him, or helped him, move to the laundry closet, covering herself in blood and leaving puddles of blood along the way. And I guess, I don't know, they wanted to get towels to stop the bleeding. Or maybe there was a first aid kit in there or something. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
I mean, it's freaking bizarre. Somehow along the way, the knife came free, and she said she knew not to remove it, as removing something from an incision makes it worse, later saying, quote, "If you watch Game of Thrones or anything, you know not to pull it out."
Toby kept trying to lay down and close his eyes, and she kept trying to keep him awake, saying,
"Sit up, sit up."
At around 4:46 p.m., other residents in the apartment began calling security to report a domestic dispute and crazy loud shouting.
At around 4:49 p.m., the call with Courtney's mom gets disconnected. Courtney calls her back, then finally hangs up at 4:56 p.m. And it was only at 4:57 p.m. after hanging up with her mom that Courtney calls 911.
So, it's well over 10 minutes after he's been wounded that she finally calls 911, which is crazy. 10 minutes can mean life or death when it comes to a cut artery.
Paramedics rushed Toby to the hospital, but it was too late, and he died along the way.
Initially, police state that they determined it to be a case of self-defense, and there are no charges filed. This, despite the fact that the coroner stated it would be impossible to throw a knife with enough force from 10 feet away for it to go hilt deep into a person's chest.
Courtney goes on with her life. She continues posting porn on OnlyFans, which many saw as extremely callous and cold.
She also put all of her assets into her father's name, claiming that he was better at handling finances, but it was a move that many claimed was made to shield her from any civil lawsuits that might be made by Toby's family.
She ends up going to a $35,000 a month mental health retreat in Lapahoho, Hawaii. This is top of the top of rehabs in the United States. A, quote, luxurious private 8-bed holistic addiction center that hopes the deeply caring staff and surrounding natural beauty offer an unparalleled healing experience, end quote.
For 35 grand a month, I hope it's an unparalleled healing experience.
It seemed like she was in the clear, but 4 months later, on August 10th, 2022, investigators changed their tune and charges were filed. And U.S. Marshals arrested Courtney in Hawaii and extradite her back to Florida, where she was charged with second-degree murder with a deadly weapon.
Courtney was a part of many internet communities. There was the fitness community, where she had a popular YouTube channel, the hip-hop community, where she'd appeared in G-Eazy's music video, Me, Myself, and I, with Beba Rexha. Baby Rexha. How do you say that? Beb?
I have no idea.
With Beba Rexha. Hope I'm saying that right. And there was the modeling world, where she appeared in Playboy and was touted as the ideal girl next door. The Instagram influencer world, where she was an e-girl with millions of followers. And of course, the OnlyFans community, where she had many devoted fans willing to pay a lot of money for her erotic videos. And all of these many communities were seriously divided about her guilt.
Some pointed out how she'd been arrested for battering him before, and numerous videos surfaced of her hitting him and abusing him, calling him the N-word.
Others said he was a master manipulator and she was only reacting to his abuse, pointing out how in some of her videos, bruises could be seen.
So, was it self-defense? Or was it murder? Was she the aggressor, or was he?
Well, you tell us. We'll give you the facts and let you decide. Strap in. It's a wild ride.
Chapter 1. Little Courtney. Courtney Tailor Clenney was born on April 21, 1996, in Midland, Texas, to parents Deborah Lynn Clenney and Kim Dwayne Clenney. Her father was a successful financial advisor, and she had a little sister named Morgan.
Courtney grew up as a small-town Texas girl, a brownie and Girl Scout, who loved Southern cooking, a love she'd never lose, and who had a penchant for Whataburger, a popular Texas chain that now has stores throughout the South. Now here is actually pretty good. Now, I'd ask you, Christa, if you ever ate there, but you're a vegetarian, so probably not.
You know, though, no, I'm thinking, because I wasn't a vegetarian when I lived in LA, but I don't think it's only in the South, not on the West Coast.
I don't think they have them in LA. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure they don't. I don't know.
Yeah, no, got nothing for you. When Courtney was 7, her family moved to Austin, Texas. And although they were moving to a city and relatively sophisticated college town, a liberal bastion in conservative Texas, she kept her country roots. She absolutely loved mudding, driving trucks and ATVs through mud bogs, getting dirty as all get out as mud splatters everything and engines roar.
Courtney had a very special and close relationship with her mother, constantly calling her on the phone if she got into any arguments with boys or anything. She would just call her mom and put her mom on speakerphone.
Courtney was a total jock, just obsessed with sports. She played soccer and volleyball, did gymnastics, competitive diving, horseback riding.
She would later joke as an adult that the reason she was blessed with such a big butt was because she played a lot of sports at a young age, particularly horseback riding. And this whole thing was new to me, so I checked it out. And yes, they do say horseback riding at a young age does tone and strengthen your gluteal muscles, which may contribute to a firmer or more defined butt over time, though not necessarily a larger one.
But her greatest love, despite owing her butt to the horseback riding, was diving. And at a young age, she set her goal on becoming an Olympic diver, something the whole family took very seriously, going to her diving practices and supporting her, cheering her on at swim meets.
But then one day, she just quit, saying, wait for it, ready? She was scared of sharks, which is crazy. There's no sharks in a pool. And Courtney herself would later say how silly the reason was. It's fucking strange. She said her fear of sharks made her not want to be an Olympic diver.
That is definitely freaking bizarre. Now, none of this has been confirmed, but there are rumors of abuse.
Courtney would later say one of her role models was Oprah Winfrey, because Oprah had overcome her traumatic childhood and built a better life through her struggles that Courtney herself says she had gone through.
It is a very well-known fact that Oprah was molested by her cousin, uncle, and a family friend since she was 9 years old. So, of course, there's a lot of speculation that this is what Courtney was referring to, some sort of sexual trauma at a young age, when she said she had gone through the same traumatic childhood struggles as Oprah.
If so, this may have caused her to see herself as a sexual object from a very young age. And she says that when she was just 10 years old, she started wearing a Victoria's Secret bombshell bra because she wanted to give herself a more curvier look. But again, as far as the sexual abuse allegations, we don't know. We're just speculating.
And things are not going well with her family. And at some point, she gets into a huge fight with her mom, and it's unclear what the fight was about or how it escalated, but the sheriff's office was called to the home.
Courtney hated high school. She had a hard time making friends, was lonely, and she said that high school was torturous, and she couldn't wait to get out of there. She hinted at being bullied, later saying, quote,
"My hit list is very long, let's just say that."
So she's obviously got a lot of problems with people in her school.
And this is when she becomes obsessed with fitness, saying it was a result of her just being so angry all the time, that she needed an outlet for all of these things that were going on in her life.
And she was always very athletic, but now she's taking it to a new level. Food logging, tracking her protein, carbs, fats, vitamins, and minerals, spending all of her time at the gym working out. Later saying that the gym helped her find her peace and that it actually saved her life as a result.
She starts taking small roles in movies as a teenager. In 2013, she was a barista in the movie Unstoppable, and was even an extra in a Pepsi commercial. In 2014, she was a student in the movie Boyhood.
She's also really into hip-hop music, especially Oakland, California rapper G-Eazy, back when he was just known as Gerald.
Courtney had gone to his concert when she was 16, where she says, quote, "I was able to go backstage and I asked him to sign my tit, and he did."
I mean, it all sounds fun and all, I guess, but you do have a very young girl, a minor, completely sexualizing herself.
And when she turns 18, she starts stripping, which her parents found out about and were not into at all.
She's a real wild child, and she ends up getting arrested for public intoxication and had to spend 3 days in jail.
Later, one of her boyfriends would come out and say that he felt threatened while he was dating Courtney. He said that she had pulled a knife on him on more than one occasion, and he said, and I quote, "She attempted to stab me."
And Austin, Texas was just too small for this wild child who had her eye on becoming a model and actress. And after graduating high school in 2014, she packed up her stuff and headed to the land where dreams are made of. Sunny California, Los Angeles.
Chapter 2: The City of Angels.
Courtney moves to Los Angeles with big dreams of becoming a star, and she dips her toes in everything: modeling, social media, YouTube, even taking college courses.
In LA, she's still partying hard, and again was picked up and charged with public intoxication. But this time, she was not arrested, somehow talked her way out of it, and was just given a citation.
Then came her big break with the G-Eazy music video, Me, Myself, and I.
She didn't even audition. What happened was G-Eazy's photographer saw her on Instagram, then reached out through a mutual friend and asked her if she wanted to be in the video, and that they were shooting the next day.
So she's an extra in this surprise birthday scene. She just won amongst a bunch of partygoers, but she's chosen as the one who gives G-Eazy his birthday cake. And then after the shoot is over and all the extras are leaving, they asked her to stay and film another scene where it's just her and him.
This is G-Eazy's fourth most popular music video, and it's got 679 million views. And rumors are circulating that they hooked up. And she responds, "I've met a lot of famous people, and I don't smash them."
Then she lands a role as a sorority girl in the film Everybody Wants Some. And things are just happening. Her Instagram is blowing up. She's hobnobbing with all these models and actresses, realizing that you really have to lean into the sexy look to get on the algorithm, which she does. And then, this is kind of weird, her dad, of all people, calls her on the phone and asks, "Why is Playboy posting about you?"
Courtney didn't even know what he was talking about, so she looks it up, and there's an article by Playboy titled, "Courtney Tailor is your typical girl next door."
Yeah, this whole article talking about her and her Instagram account, how she's this all-American, blonde, Texas girl making a splash in Hollywood. And after that, Playboy would include her in these big articles about the top 10 gorgeous girl next door influencers that people should follow.
And every time Playboy mentioned her, she'd gain tens of thousands more followers on Instagram.
And Playboy is calling her, asking her to do a nude shoot, but she declines. I'm not sure why. She was a stripper back in Austin. I guess she just didn't want to get pigeonholed. Maybe she was holding out. I don't know, wanted to pursue a more serious acting career. I don't know. But finally, Playboy is like, all right, how about no nude, but a big feature, very classy. And she agrees. And now she's officially a Playboy model.
Her career just blows up at this point, and she's still very much projecting the wholesome all-American girl next door image. Her YouTube channel skyrockets, and it's all about healthy habits, exercise routines, fitness, and lifestyle content. She says her dream is to have a big house with a yard and a dog and a funny, loving life partner and children, saying her life wouldn't be complete without kids. Again, very, very wholesome. But that would all soon change.
Chapter 3, Mr. Olympia.
Turn me up. These diamonds won't cool me down. pass me some gloves, I keep touching dog shit. For all them times I couldn't, man, I had to bust my wrist. When I was in the trap, I had dreams on getting rich. All this ice around my neck, I'm getting chills, I feel sick, huh? Real trapper, certified finesse. Fucking the snow bunny, nickname Vanessa. I done hit the buzzer beater, or pressure. Got 23 inside my clip, like LeBron James. Pulled up with 6 rings, man, I feel like MJ. It's 2025, I ran it up in 10 ways. Bitch, you irrelevant, I'm outside tryna bit plays. I'm the biggest boss, baby, I'm your sensei.
Courtney becomes this fitness guru on YouTube and starts hanging out with all these bodybuilders and starts competing in bikini competitions. And in 2017, she becomes a certified personal trainer and announces she's going to online coaching on YouTube.
She's also more and more focused on her business and brand. She talks about one day launching her own fitness wear and says her biggest aspirations in life were Lori and Barbara from Shark Tank. She's just like a full-on businesswoman now.
On her YouTube channel, she was very open and would answer questions. And of course, a lot of her fans were asking her about her love life, what kinds of guys she was into. And she says, I like someone built. I like someone tall. But you know what? I prioritize honesty in a relationship and a sense of humor. I like a man with confidence, without the cockiness.
She hasn't yet come out that she was really into black guys, but that would change with her first celebrity boyfriend, Sean Roden, a Jamaican-born professional bodybuilder who would go on to become the 2018 Mr. Olympia.
It was kind of weird. She'd show him in her videos, but he'd always be off to the side, sitting in the passenger seat of her car, and he would never really talk, just kind of be there, maybe say a few words.
But Courtney would gush about him, how sweet he was, how chivalrous toward her he was.
But it was not perfect for the lovebirds, not at all. And there may have been a reason Sean wasn't in many of her videos. Ends up, he was also seeing another woman, and they had a very serious relationship. And then Sean and this other woman had a child together.
Uh-oh.
There's a lot of speculation about whether Courtney knew about this other woman, and it gets even crazier because when Courtney and Sean then broke up, he somehow ended up with a broken jaw.
A lot of people speculate Courtney, who remember was strong as hell, a lifelong athlete, lifted weights, broke this guy's jaw. But just to be clear, it's never been proven, and this guy is monstrously big. I mean, he went on to become Mr. Olympia. He's just fucking huge.
The rumor is that Sean never reported the injury to the police because he didn't want his dirty laundry aired on the internet. And there could be a weird victim shaming and backlash. This macho guy being abused by a woman. But I mean, who knows?
But this Sean guy was actually not very cool. Not cool at all. The mother of his child, Michelle Richardson, would end up leaving him, saying he constantly cheated on her. Then years later, he'd actually be charged with rape and banned from ever taking part in another Mr. Olympia contest ever again. And in 2021, at just 46 years old, he passed away from a heart attack, which some folks speculate could have been caused by heavy steroid use. There's no confirmation about that.
It's at this point, after breaking up with Sean, that Courtney goes through a huge change. Up until this point, she'd been cultivating a Southern girl next door persona, with dreams of falling in love and starting a family. But now she starts delving more and more into her sexuality.
She starts saying how she's bisexual and into girls, saying,
I'm not a lesbian, but I have crushes on certain types of girls.
She says she had a hot and wild foursome at just 19 and starts telling other really wild sex stories. Some kind of gross, saying that after hooking up with girls, she'd often accidentally make them bleed because of her long acrylic nails.
At the peak of this new bad girl persona, she starts an OnlyFans account and starts posting adult content. And immediately, the cash starts rolling in.
She kind of keeps the OnlyFans thing on the down low at first. Her parents had no idea. And they wouldn't know about this for a long time. But as she starts making more and more money, the cash rolling in, especially as it's now 2020 and the pandemic is beginning, and folks are stuck at home on the internet all the time, and a lot of guys and gals are just plain lonely and horny and bored, she really embraces her OnlyFans persona, becomes proud of it.
Then in May of 2020, she takes a vacation to the fantastically beautiful Tulum, Mexico, on the Caribbean Sea, in what is known as the Mexican Riviera.
Which, what the fuck? I thought everyone was supposed to be staying home then. It was full-on pandemic in May 2020. But Courtney's a wild child. She breaks curfew and goes to vacation in Mexico, where she meets another quarantine rule breaker who is also on vacation there. A man who would become the love of her life, Christian Obumseli, who is lovingly referred to as Toby by his friends and family.
Chapter 4. Toby.
Thought I met you at the wrong time. Then you caught me on that one night. Girl, I wanna know how this thing get out of my control. Zip line into your timeline. Hey, that body don't lie. I didn't care for the hype, yeah. But when I saw you tonight, ooh, girl, you know just what you're doing. I'll go 1,000 miles to show you that I'm right for your love. Hey, keep breaking necks when you passing them by. Make sure they know that you taking love in your vibe. Let's be forever tonight.
Christian Tobichukwu Obumseli, or Toby, was born April 12, 1994, in Dallas, Texas, to Igwe Chris Obumseli and his wife, Kio Ndiwa, who were Nigerian immigrants.
Toby's father was a technician and his mom a nurse, and Toby was the baby of the family, with an older brother named Jeffrey and an older sister named Jenny, who both married partners of Nigerian backgrounds. So he was part of this huge, incredibly close-knit Nigerian family, and raised within a culturally Nigerian household. His family structure, names, and community ties all reflect the Igbo heritage, a major ethnic group in southeastern Nigeria.
Growing up, Toby was known for his charming smile, charismatic personality, joyful attitude, and ability to connect with people.
Like Courtney, Toby was a total jock, obsessed with sports, and his main passion was football, which led him to become a linebacker at Plano East High School in Richardson, Texas.
As a senior, he'd earned first-team All-District 8-5A honors and was a two-time Letterman and team captain. His coach said, quote, "I had the privilege of working with Toby while he was at Plato East. His talent was evident the minute that he stepped onto the field. His work ethic was off the charts. His goal was to play beyond high school, and that kid always just had a smile on his face."
After high school, he received a football scholarship to Abilene Christian University, where he played linebacker as a redshirt freshman in 2012.
Later, he transferred to Texas Tech University, where he studied communication and business management.
But there was much more to Toby than just football. Friends said he was a free-spirited, adventurous individual who enjoyed traveling and socializing, and he was also a media personality, social media influencer, and successful businessman, buying and selling cryptocurrency and running Wiseman and Peachtree LLC, building a net worth estimated at around $2.5 million.
So he's good-looking, athletic, smart, savvy, a social media influencer, but most importantly, he's black and he's rich, which is what Courtney stated she was looking for in a man. And when they met there in the gleaming white sand beaches of the Caribbean Sea in Mexico, amongst the crumbling Mayan ruins, sparks immediately flew. Many saying it was love at first sight, and they'd basically never leave each other's side again.
Toby goes to his family to tell them about this new girl he's been seeing, saying he's in love and it's very serious. And his family knew it must be intense because he had never come to them gushing about a relationship before.
He would constantly be taking out his phone to show them pictures of Courtney, asking his family, "Isn't she so cute? Isn't she pretty?"
A lot of guys might have been embarrassed by Courtney's being an OnlyFans model and hidden this from their family, especially from a traditional Nigerian family who were pretty conservative. But Toby didn't think there was anything wrong with her career. He respected Courtney and all the money she made, and expected his family to do the same.
So Toby proudly tells his family what Courtney does for a living, which is kind of wild because at this point, Courtney hadn't even told her own family about being an OnlyFans model.
But Toby's family loved him dearly, and they accepted his new girlfriend with open arms, welcoming her into the fold.
But Courtney was still Courtney, a wild child, and she had issues of her own going on. On September 16th, 2020, she was arrested in Austin for crashing her Mercedes. The police found an empty bottle of tequila in her car, and a breathalyzer showed she was 3 times over the alcohol limit, and she had to pay an $8,000 bond.
She was forced to install a device in her car that measured her alcohol blood levels in the body before she could even drive, and had to stay there in Austin for the upcoming trial.
And it gets worse, because Courtney, she didn't even show up for her DUI trial.
She'd later say that she was advised by her lawyers to not show up because she was high out of her mind when the court hearing was scheduled, and her lawyers thought it would be better for her to just altogether not show rather than show up high.
That's fucking crazy, man. But meanwhile, Courtney and Toby are just head over heels in love, and they move in together there in Austin, Texas.
But quickly the relationship begins to spiral and grow rocky. There's a lot of jealousy, a lot of insecurity, and mostly from Courtney's perspective. Anything could set her off. An offhand comment, the wrong body gesture, any perceived slight, and she'd lose it and start screaming at Toby, and a whole big fight would erupt, all leading to the infamous trip to Las Vegas in July of 2021.
Chapter 5. Viva Las Vegas.
When I first saw her, a black cat crossed my trail. Bad news and high heels made me go off the rails. But one look at her, she's oh so fine. I know I've got to
In July of 2021, Christian and Courtney go on a trip to Las Vegas, staying at the luxurious Cosmopolitan Casino. The first few days are amazing. They fly in some friends, are lounging by the pool, soaking up the sun. They're having a blast, reportedly doing cocaine, and they even get matching tattoos.
Okay, in my opinion, matching tattoos are fine. My wife and I have matching tattoos. It's when you get each other's names tattooed on you that it spells disaster. Like Johnny Depp getting Winona Ryder's name tattooed on him, later changing it to Wino. Or Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton getting their names tattooed on each other, and Angelina later removing it before she hooked up with Brad Pitt. Justin Bieber getting a tattoo of Selena Gomez's name, later trying to cover it up, though you can totally still see it. Or Pete Davidson getting cursed over Ariana Grande's tattoo. And he's actually got nearly all of his crazy tattoos removed, which I think is kind of sad because I always thought they kind of defined him. And of course, Roseanne Barr and Tom Arnold, taking it to the extreme of not only getting their names tattooed on each other, but their portraits as well, right on their ass cheeks. And that relationship went downhill right from there.
Well, in the middle of this crazy Vegas vacation, after their friends go back home, Courtney and Toby start to bicker.
Toby wants to get out, do more, see some shows, visit the landmarks. And there's really a lot of cool shit in Vegas, man. The Zach Baggins Haunted Museum, I've always wanted to go there. There's a mob museum with a history of the mafia, so cool. Kiss mini golf. A monster museum with famous horror movie props, including lots of Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff. But the place I would love to visit in Las Vegas is the Omega Mart by the art collective Meow Wolf. You know about this place?
I've heard of it. I've not been there before.
I've never been there, but I looked at all this shit. It's so cool looking. It's like this surreal convenience store selling stuff like moth milk, canned mammoth chunks, and plausible deniability. But hidden inside freezer doors and displays are secret entranceways into a 60-room labyrinth with neon-lit alien realms, bizarre play structures, a secret bar with weird cocktails. And as you go through this labyrinth, a story unfolds about a conspiracy. It's absolutely insane. I really want to go there.
That sounds awesome. But Courtney has no interest in going to the Omega Mart or Haunted Museum or anywhere else. She just wants to lie around the pool and drink all day.
So it's the afternoon. They're drunk, lying in bed together, exhausted from too much sun, too much booze. And Courtney asks Toby,
"Babe, do you hate me?"
Toby says, "No, of course not. I'm just a bit disappointed with the trip, that's all."
And boom, this sets Courtney off. She starts yelling. He starts yelling back. It escalates. They're breaking shit, kicking over chairs. But then they calm down, but Toby is still pissed, just kind of simmering. And he tells her he's not sleeping in the same bed as her. Goes to the sofa, calls her a bitch, and she just explodes. She starts smashing shit, destroying the room. She's throwing shit at him. And then Courtney herself calls security.
Courtney tells security that she's not scared. She doesn't feel her life is in danger. Toby hadn't touched her or threatened to hurt her, but she just needs some help de-escalating the situation because it had gotten totally out of control.
Police get called out to the scene, and there's body cam footage of the room, and it's destroyed. Chairs toppled, food thrown about, clothes everywhere.
The cops separate them and begin to interrogate them. And Courtney admits she threw a glass at Toby's head because he didn't want to sleep in the same bed with her, saying the glass just barely missed his head.
The police then asked Toby if Courtney ever attempted to kill him, and he slowly shook his head no. But because Courtney admitted to throwing a glass at his head, she was charged automatically with domestic battery.
Courtney starts panicking. While she's being arrested, she says,
"I just don't feel like I should be getting arrested right now. Is this an overnight ordeal?"
They say, It's a 12-hour hold.
She says, okay, there's just a lot of things I didn't say because I didn't want to get Toby in trouble. Can I just get a hug from my boyfriend?
It's so weird that she just wanted to hug him. I don't know what the fuck is up with that. Maybe she was trying to show police they were still in love. It was all good. But the cops don't care.
Then Courtney starts stating all these reasons she can't be put in jail, saying, I have a urinary tract infection. I'm on my period. She starts asking to speak with her mom. She asks for her vape pen. She even says she's got to go take a dump.
So in the end, she is arrested, put on a 12-hour hold, and released 12 hours later, but no charges were ever pressed.
Some folks say, see, she's abusive. This is proof of that. But her defense attorney later says, no, this proves how far she's willing to go to protect her abuser, Christian.
And during this time period, Courtney was often seen on social media with bruises on her body. Bruises she would address, saying,
is it just me, or do women always have random, unexplained bruises on their legs? Maybe I'm just clumsy, or I'm a peach. The peach comment meaning she bruised easily.
And it's true that some folks do just bruise easily. You know, my wife is extremely active. She's always gardening, working on the homestead, digging, clearing brush, pruning roses and fruit trees, picking blackberries. I actually gave her a little chainsaw for her birthday, which she loves and uses all the time. But she's always got like scrapes and bruises on her, and sometimes we even joke that people are going to think she's being abused. And Courtney says she enjoyed rough sex, like being dominated. So some folks say she would point out bruises as a means of trying to manipulate the situation and frame Toby. But others say she was trying to legitimately document the abuse.
Again, we're not taking sides here, just presenting the facts and possible scenarios. You make your own decisions.
After Vegas, the two are pretty much miserable, just non-stop fighting, making up, repeating the vicious, toxic cycle. And from the facts we can gather, it does appear that Courtney is the one getting mad at Christian, and he's the one who's always trying to make things up to her.
In the condominium, they found all these notes he'd written her, some of which were torn up. Very sweet, saying things like, quote,
You are honestly the sweetest and most annoying person ever, but I would never trade you for anything. I'm guilty of making you not love yourself. I'm guilty of gaslighting you to any level and mentally abusing you. I turned my pain and hurt into something. I turned it into a habit here, and I couldn't control it and acknowledge it because of the pain and hurt, which was never of hurting you on purpose, to the point of rage where you throw things and say things and even call your mom as a lifeline. I hold myself 100% accountable for everything. I want you to know that it will never, ever happen again. And regardless of how I was treated, I should always love, respect, and cherish you.
So some people speculate that when Toby says he was sorry for gaslighting her, that it was actually him being gaslit into thinking he was gaslighting her.
The old reverse double gaslighting. Classic.
I don't know why I think that's so funny. But grade A delivery too. Classic. On October 9th to October 11th of 2021, Courtney and Christian get into yet another explosive fight because Courtney thought he was cheating on her, and she ends up hitting him in the head with her phone and stabbing him in the leg. We know this because there are texts from Toby reading,
The crazy thing about all of this is that yesterday when you fucking stabbed me in the fucking leg and you saw how bad it was hurting me, and I couldn't even walk, I couldn't do shit. You were telling me, I wish I could take your pain away. I wish it was me and not you. The next morning, I still woke up happy, and I still gave you a good day, even though my leg was hurting because you stabbed me. So you're telling me you can't do the same thing the next day for me and say, shit, whatever happened last night is last night. Today's a new day. Because that's what I do for you. I woke up happy. I took you to Vegas to get your Coke, drove right back, helped you with your shoot, drank with you, did blow with you, just so you could have a great day. And I'm doing all this while my leg hurts so fucking bad that I make you feel like shit for stabbing me? No, I just sucked it up. And I hope tomorrow would be better.
She never denies having stabbed him in the leg, and the two make up. And then he goes to the tattoo parlor and gets her name tattooed on his chest.
Don't do it. And Courtney is embracing all this chaos. She posts a video on TikTok captioned, quote, him showing me 100 red flags and me, end quote. And the video is her dancing around with her tongue out, mocking the world. So she's either enjoying the toxicity of their relationship or making a joke about it. Either way, it's all just serious red flags.
Chapter 6, Moon over Miami.
Tip of the iceberg, a love and devotion. You used to rock my world. No exit to this maze. Every hope that I had is long gone. These nights we've been fighting, sick of pretending that we'll see the light of dawn.
In 2022, the young lovebirds decide they want to make a new start. Put all the drama and chaos behind them, and they decide to do this by moving to Miami, Florida.
Florida is known as the most drama-free place in the world. What could go wrong? Remember in episode 116 when porn star Amanda Logue went to Miami and, well, she became a murderer as well there. Maybe it's just in the air. Or most likely, in the cocaine. She loved that stuff as well.
Their ultimate dream was actually to move to London, but Miami was to be the stopping off point, where Courtney could focus on her OnlyFans and modeling career, and they could start seriously saving and investing money.
London? Ugh, I mean, I love London, but it's so dreary and rainy and cold. Just doesn't seem to suit their temperament. They seem very Miami to me. Florida just seems to make sense.
Yeah, seconded. So in 2022, they moved to Miami together and rent a $10,000 a month luxury 3-bedroom penthouse on the 22nd floor of One Parisio, with a large balcony overlooking the bay and its own private elevator that opens directly into their unit.
And this is all part of their branding and business model. Here, Courtney can make videos and Instagram posts in the lap of luxury, with the bay and the city all laid out below her. Everything was perfect. Courtney loves lounging about in a bikini and showing off her very fit body. There's beaches and pools, sunshine, the full, rich Florida life.
But text messages show that things were not perfect at all. Despite trying to make a new start, they were still arguing, and the texts seemed to indicate that the arguments usually ended with Courtney getting physical with Toby.
Christian would text her, quote, "Now I have a lump and I'm bleeding. I'm throwing up. I got a mild concussion and I have anxiety. I slept in the restroom and I think I got a mild concussion. I'm lost beyond words."
Courtney responds, "I'm sorry for hitting you in the face and the back of your head and spitting on you. Is that right? No. You piss me the fuck off, but I still love you."
And things would just escalate to absolutely insane levels, all documented with text messages, videos, and sound recordings.
After 3 tumultuous months later, right there in that luxury high-rise, Toby would end up with a knife in his chest, right over the tattoo of her name. And the legal drama that would follow would be absolutely insane. Dramatic twists and turns, with her parents being arrested for cybercrimes, wild accusations, arson threats, sex scandals, and more, leading right up to the present day.
But to hear about all of that, you'll have to tune in next week for part 2 of our story on Courtney Tailor, OnlyFans model and murderer. And we will know at that point what her fate is.
And don't be shy about telling us what you think. Hit us up on Facebook and Instagram. Let us know who you think was the real abuser.
Big thanks to the always lovely, malformed malcontent for being our 911 operator today. And as always, if you've got a case you'd like us to cover, or you got some information you'd like us to know, reach us at murdercoasterpodcast@gmail.com. And I recently received some really interesting information about the Chicago Ripper crew. This is some real insider information from good friend of the show and murderabilia collector extraordinaire, Joe Hiles. You may remember that before being executed, Andrew Kokoreas was cellmates with John Wayne Gacy. Well, according to Gacy's art dealer, apparently Andrew would make these bird paintings for Gacy, who would sign his name on them and sell them, and they would split the money. Gacy called these bird paintings his signature series. They are actually painted by Chicago Ripper crew Andy. Interesting little fact there.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
When every step forward is another add-on, through every break and fall, we need to stay strong. And as time goes by, we get settled in our ways. No matter how hard we try, the feeling stays. You get right through my shield, like raindrops on a field. You pour down the dry cracks, and the earth comes alive. Wherever there's love, there's bound to be strains. We push on through the rain. I know that things must change. I want to live again. I want to live again. Throw it all at me. The spoiled kid, the golden child. We both know who is right. through the screaming and the wild, through all the tears and all the pain, the late night deliberations. You know I'd do it all again. Yeah, I'd do it all again. You get right through my shield, like raindrops on a field. You pour down the dry cracks, and the earth comes alive. Wherever there's love, there's bound to be strains. Oh, we push on through the rain. Oh, I know that things must change. I want to live again. I want to live again.